On Wednesday, Supersport United bid farewell to Dean Furman, who has represented the team for 5 years. Now, the Bafana midfielder joined Supersport back in 2015 and quickly shot into the captain's position. He is currently in London, awaiting the birth of his first child. He joins us now all the way from Manchester. Good morning, Dean. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. As I did mention, obviously, you've left Supersport right now. You've gone to UK for personal reasons. I think everyone right now is asking themselves, what's next for Dean?
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the show. Yeah, that is correct what you say. I have left the country, and under the circumstances, in a very, very sad way, I had the 5 most incredible years there. And to leave under the current situation was incredibly sad. I didn't get to say goodbye to many of my family. I didn't get to say goodbye to my teammates, to my coaches, to all the amazing staff at Supersport. So it was a very, very sad way to go, but I had to do what was right for my family. I have to be here for the birth of my first child. It's something that I just wasn't prepared to miss. It is something that's incredibly important to me. And I'm very grateful that Supersport allowed me the opportunity to travel back early. Obviously, there's 6 games to go. I was very open to coming back for those games, but it just looks like it's going to be too difficult with the quarantine laws on either side that are coming in here in the UK and that are already in action in South Africa. So, yeah, very sad way to go, but I really had to put my family first on this one.
And in terms of your career, do you have an idea of what's next for you?
We're working on it at the moment. We're in a very difficult position. Football over here or in Europe is really in a bit of a bad way at the moment. Teams are suffering because they rely so heavily on their match day income, which at the moment they aren't getting any. So I think teams are still trying to find where they stand and what's going to happen this season, let alone next season. Teams are still waiting for guidelines on how they're going to complete the season, as is the case in the PSL. And I think once this season becomes clear, they will then get a date for when next season may or may not start, and then they'll start planning for next season. But at the moment, I'm just going to have to be a little bit patient and play the waiting game.
What will you miss the most about Supersport United and your time here in South Africa? First of all,
in South Africa, the people. I will miss the people. You know, people are so friendly. I will really miss just walking down to Pick and Pay or Checkers or the shops, and people just wanted to have a chat to you. People just wanted to speak about you showing Sundowns. They want to speak about playing a game against Sundowns or what happened last weekend or a great goal or great performance. It's just the friendliness of the people that I'm really going to miss. And of course my teammates. We were so successful over 5 years, winning trophies together. That's what I came to South Africa to do, to win trophies. I'm hugely proud that I managed to win 4 trophies with Supersport. So I'm really going to miss the people and certainly my teammates, because in football you grow very close to people and then unfortunately you have to go your separate ways. But there were certainly some great people at Supersport that I'm really going to miss.
Talking about Supersport, how would you sum up your 5 years with Mazda Thunder?
I think we had a mix of everything. We got to 7 cup finals. We won 4 trophies. We had one season where after our exploits in the CAF Confederation Cup, where we struggled a little bit, we ended up down the wrong end of the table. So we've done a little bit of everything at Supersport, but the overriding factor are the trophies that we won. The MTNs, the 2 Nedbanks, that's what you're going to remember in 20 years' time. When you speak to your old teammates, you're going to discuss those nights. So certainly the trophies that we won are the standout of my time here.
Now, Dean, obviously you were the captain of the club. Just recently they've announced Rowan Williams being your successor as the captain of the club. What are your thoughts on this, especially at his young age?
I think Rowan's the natural successor. He has been at Supersport for his whole life, basically. He knows the club inside out. The club know him inside out. He is incredibly consistent in what he does, and I'm so happy to see that he's establishing himself as Bafana's #1. He's a great character in the dressing room. He's vocal both on and off the pitch. He's worn the captain's armband on many occasions when I've been injured or suspended. And I think he's going to be the perfect captain. He's at a stage in his career where I think the added responsibility of being captain is only going to make him flourish even more. So I think the captaincy is in great hands, and I'm sure that Rowan's going to go on to lift many trophies as the captain of Supersport United.
And with you being back in the UK, what are your thoughts on the EPL returning behind closed doors? Just bearing in mind how many or how some of the players have recently tested positive.
Yeah, it's a very tough one, but as a football fan, we want to see football. First and foremost, the health and safety of everyone is paramount. And I think there was another batch of testing yesterday, so and the results will come out over the weekend. So it'll be interesting what those reports say. But I guess we've all been watching the Bundesliga, and whilst it's a little bit strange, there's no fans, there's no atmosphere. It is great to see some sort of football back on TV. For me, it's the same with the PSL. I would like to see the season finished. There's too many situations that need to be decided at both ends of the table. And for me, I would like to see them finished as normally as possible. So if it means behind closed doors just to get the season done, I think that's really important. But of course, paramount before football is people's health and safety, and when they can be sure that everyone is healthy and everyone is safe, then I think they should go ahead.
Now, Dean, I do know that you haven't retired, and you also said that you are available to play for Bafana Bafana. But with this move to the UK, did you find yourself toying around with retirement by any chance?
I'm definitely a long way off retiring from football. I still feel good. I feel healthy. Thankfully, I've stayed clear of injury. So yeah, I'm a long way off retirement. I know I'm going to be 32 next month, and it's when you start getting to your 30s, people always ask the question of footballers, how much longer have you got? I like to think I've got a good few years in me, and with Bafana, it's going to be difficult. Obviously, being on this side of the world, it has its difficulties with the travelling. And also, I won't be in the limelight. The coach won't be able to see me every week playing in the PSL as he was previously. But we had a good chat, and I think he appreciates the role that I play within the Bafana setup. And what we said was that once I've got my club over here, we'll have an open discussion with Coach Molefe and the new team and see how we can map a way forwards for playing for Bafana.
Well, Dean, thank you very much for your time and wishing you nothing but the best in the UK. He goes by the name of Dean Furman. That was the South African footballer and former captain of Supersport United.